Hello everyone, this is Dr. Satish S. Bornare, Department of Genetics and Plant Breeding, KK Wagh College of Agriculture, Nasik. Today we are going to learn the topic polygenic inheritance or multiple factor hypothesis. So before we going to detail in polygenic inheritance, let us see first what is characters and type of characters. So friends, the character refers to the any property of an individual showing heritable variation. It also called as traits. And the phenotype of any individual can be classified into two types of character. First one is a qualitative character and second one is a quantitative character. This qualitative character or oligogenic characters are the characters that are governed by one or two genes and showing the discontinuous variation which cannot be measured easily are known as qualitative characters or oligogenic characters. These are also known as classical Mendelian traits. For example, in case of corolla color, the red and white or pink color showing no continuous variation, and in case of seed shape also round shape and wrinkled shape, the variation is not continuous. So these are the qualitative traits. Then second is quantitative or polygenic character. So this polygenic character or quantitative character are those characters which govern by several genes and showing continuous variation and which can be measured easily. Here the gene of here the effect of each gene is small, and these characters are also known as metric traits. The data of these quantitative traits can be subjected to statistical analysis, and the branch of science which deals with the such analysis is known as quantitative genetics or biometrical genetics. For example, in case of yield or plant height. So what is the polygenic inheritance is? The inheritance of such polygenic or quantitative characters are called as polygenic inheritance or multiple factor inheritance. So before we going to detail in polygenic inheritance, let us see first the what is actual difference of quantitative characters and qualitative characters. So in case of number of gene involved, these quantitative characters are there are several genes involved, that's why they are called as polygenic characters. And in case of qualitative characters, one or few genes are responsible or that's why they are called as mono or oligogenic. In case of these quantitative characters, variation is continuous, while in case of qualitative character this is discontinuous. Then effect of individual gene is small and undetectable in quantitative characters, while it is large and detectable in qualitative characters. The cumulative effect of each gene is possible and seen in quantitative traits or quantitative characters, while it is not seen in case of qualitative characters. The grouping into distinct classes is not possible in case of quantitative characters, while in case of qualitative character it is possible. The effect of environment is high on quantitative characters, while it is low on qualitative characters. Then the metric measurement is possible in case of quantitative characters, while it is not possible in case of qualitative characters. The next, statistical analysis is based on mean, variance and standard deviation in case of quantitative characters, while in case of qualitative character it is based on ratios and frequencies. Then stability, the stability of quantitative character is low, while the qualitative character is high. Then transgressive segregation of F2, yes, it is observed in quantitative character, but it is not observed in the qualitative character. This transgressive segregation means the progeny which showing the or which breaks the limit of parent F2 progeny which showing the limit exceeds the limit of the parent, it is called as transgressive segregation. F2 and onwards it is called as transgressive segregation. Then dominance effect, in case of quantitative character there is no dominance effect, in case of qualitative character there it is yes. Then these quantitative characters deals with traits of degree, examples are plant height, seed weight, yield, etc. While these qualitative traits are deals with traits of kind, for example corolla color, seed shape, appearance, etc. Now the multiple factor hypothesis. So what is this multiple factor hypothesis? Actually is this hypothesis was originally postulated by scientist Yule in 1906. One of the example of which developed by a Swedish geneticist Nilsson Ele in 1908 to explain inheritance of kernel color in wheat, and hence the credit of this multiple factor hypothesis goes to the Nilsson Ele. And during in his studies on inheritance of the kernel color in wheat and oats, he obtained 3:1, 15:1 and 63:1 ratio between colored and white seed from the different crosses. It is clear from this ratio that the seed color was governed by 1, 2 and 3 genes, and Nilsson Ele found that in each crosses showing the 15:1 ratio in F2, the kernel color is governed by 2 genes. So as we all know that according to Mendel's law, when the F2 ratio is 15:1, the 2 genes are responsible and it is a dihybrid cross. However, on the closer examination of the colored seed, he found that there was a marked differences in the intensity of their color. Here we can see the cross made by this Nilsson Ele in kernel color of wheat. He chose the dark red and white parent. When he crosses these two parents, the F1 is intermediate, that is medium red, and in F2 he got the 16 combination. Out of these, the 15:1 ratio he observed, but when the closer observation, he found that intensity of the color is differ, and when he observed the each class of the seed and the color, then he found that the number of allele of the red color, when there are 4 dominant allele, the color of the kernel is dark red. When there are 3 dominant and 1 recessive, the color of the kernel is red. Then when there are 2 dominant and 2 recessive allele, the color of the kernel is medium red. And when there is only 1 dominant allele, the color of the kernel is light red. And when there is absence of the any dominant allele, the color of the kernel is white. And from that, when he crossed the dark strain to a white strain, he observed that all F1s were intermediate, that is medium red, but in F2 only 1 out of the 16 were parental types, and he interpreted these results in terms of 2 genes, each with a pair of allele exhibiting cumulative effect, and each of the dominant allele, that is R1 and R2, adds some red color to the phenotype, while recessive alleles, that is small r1 and small r2, add no color to the phenotype. Thus dark red genotypes contain only capital R1 and capital R2 alleles, while the white genotypes contain none of these alleles. These genes do not show dominance, and each gene, that is positive allele, dominant allele, has small and equal additive phenotypic effect, and thus it is clear-cut case of the polygenic or multiple factor inheritance. So this Nilsson Ele confirmed that the 15:1 ratio is again divided into, here we can say this 15:1 ratio again we can divide it as 1:4:6:4:1, and here the clear-cut case of polygenic or multiple factor inheritance. Thank you. This video is for educational purpose only, and references are as below. Thanks once again.